I'm Jack. He's Charlie. This is Anytime Giants. All right, welcome back to Anytime Giants. We're doing some postseason, off-season flips. These are mainly going to be review on our coaches, our managers, our players, possible trades, and obviously Giants trivia. Very fun. Today we got with us Edward from New York, who's going to be talking some Giants with us. Uh, let's start with our manager, Joe Schoen. Recently, he let Saquon Barkley go, and the next year he wins the Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles in a record-breaking season. What are your thoughts on this decision?
Well, I'm happy for Saquon. It's hard to see him with the Eagles, but um, it was our fault that we let him go, and we let him hit the market. We didn't match his deal, and that's our fault. We lost him. I'm happy to see him winning, and I still think he's a great player.
Right. I think actually that trade's up there. No, it's not a trade. I think it was, but it's up there with one of the worst deals in NFL history, losing
Definitely.
star running back who very well could be the best running back for generations or one generation, I guess, for an NFL player. Um, we also got lots of rumors going around. Matthew Stafford might come to the Giants. Cooper Kupp, Debo Samuel. Obviously, we can't take them all.
We
Uh,
could. I think Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp would be good because they're already teammates, and if they go onto the same team, if they both go on the Giants.
you want a good wide receiver to help Malik Neighbors out mainly. What are your thoughts on trade news going around?
There's a lot of big names that are being thrown out there. Great wide receivers, great quarterbacks. We have an option to take veteran quarterbacks or even rookie quarterbacks, or maybe even both if we can. But it comes down to how the draft plays out and who's available at the time.
Yes. We got we got the number three pick in the draft. There is also a rumor going around that we might trade with the Titans. Probably not for the first pick in the draft, but an older draft when we had rounds, the pick six, round one, and the Chargers had pick one. They traded Eli Manning to us for Philip Rivers, and that was a good choice on our part. And the story behind that is that Eli Manning did not want to play for the Chargers. So,
And the other story is that that's not going to happen this year because we have Joe Shane as a general manager, and we don't have
not fair.
whatever.
We got our coaching staff also. Brian Dable was moved to play caller, and we're 3 wins less this year or last season. What are your thoughts on that?
It was a really disappointing season. It was hard to watch these games with us losing Daniel Jones and then having Drew Lock and Tommy DeVito, who they don't have much to say for them. I'm not saying they're bad, but they didn't do the Giants a good job, and the O line couldn't defend them. We had neighbors. Neighbors had a great season, but it was just a disaster, a train wreck.
It was. They Giants are losing when they need to win, and then they're winning when they need to lose, as we saw in the Colts game coming up on being placed first in the draft, and now we're third. So some hard decisions. You know, the managers and the fans want the Giants to lose if we're coming close on the first pick in the draft later in the season. But the players and the coaches want to win to keep their jobs. So obviously that's hard.
Yeah. Coming up with the draft, we have a lot of quarterbacks that we could take. There is Shore Sanders, and I remember there's Jackson Dart, who will be probably taken in the second round. So technically, we could actually take two quarterbacks this year
A,
to test them out.
a lot to think about. It's wise to take, in a way, you could say it's wise to take two quarterbacks. There was one year when we took two running backs, one in round one and one in round seven, and the one in round seven stayed on the team, and the one in round one got dropped. So it would be wise to take two quarterbacks, but obviously that's going to be a lot more effort, more complicated. A lot of management decisions need to be made here. What do you think should be the main move of the Giants? What's the most important? Trading, maybe double draft picking, trading the draft pick. What do you think is the top priority?
I think we're in a good position at 3. We have a bunch. You mentioned a couple of the quarterbacks. I'll also throw in Abdul Carter. So even with third, we can still pick up a good rookie quarterback. And if we take one from the league and we have a veteran and a rookie, team them up, that's 2 good quarterbacks who can make this team better. We also have the option to not take a rookie quarterback, just sign a veteran and get Travis Hunter maybe at third, who will help our defense and our receiving core, which is already powerful enough with Malik Neighbors. I think we also have to draft some O linemen. The O line is it's horrible. Watching the Super Bowl with the Chiefs and the Eagles, their quarterbacks have so much time they can do whatever we want. We haven't seen that in years.
Right. That's huge, huge importance.
Now, one thing I'm looking forward to is finally seeing a quarterback that can actually throw a ball, like that can, so the wide receiver can actually not have to jump for it every time. Like you see, Malik Neighbors is always jumping high for the ball. Like I mean, that looks cool, but that also like the quarterback's always throwing it bad. Well, that'll be the first time in like I don't know, like 5 years that we'll have finally a good quarterback again.
But yeah, there's lots of reports coming out about the 2 top QBs in the draft, Cam Ward and Shador Sanders. They say about Cam Ward, he's got a better arm, he's larger build, so he would be less likely to be injured on a sack. But he's a risky QB, and he tends to put the ball where he shouldn't put it, trying to thread it through defenders and things like that. And then we got Shador Sanders, who's pretty thin, so he could be injured when he's hit. But he's got better accuracy. He's a wise QB, and he's careful. But then, obviously, downside of we got Deion Sanders with him. Kind of brings the party to town. What are your thoughts?
Well, they're both great QBs. If both of them don't get taken in the first 2 picks, it would be very good decision to take one of them. And if we match one of them with someone like Matt Stafford, let's say, then we'll have a good team this year. I'm not expecting anything spectacular from us. I'm not saying we have to make it all the way to the NFC Championship, but some improvement from this year, good management decisions, and just see the Giants improving, and hopefully 2027 will be at the Super Bowl again.
Right. I was actually hoping it would be 2026, but though that is technically impossible with a rookie quarterback. There is also more rumors. Like, obviously, we haven't gone that far into offseason. Everything's rumors for a couple months. The Giants put 10% of ownership on the market, and Eli Manning's looking at part-time owning the Giants. What are your thoughts? Should John Mara keep sole ownership of the Giants, where we already have a 50-50 split deal with the Tisch family?
Well, I think adding more ownership could have good effects and bad effects. I think having Eli Manning as an owner would help out the team. He knows the Giants like the back of his hand. He's been with this team before. I think he's smart and he would know what to do. I just hope that they make the right decisions in management and they can get this team to where its fans want to see it at.
Yeah, 100%.
I honestly think actually Eli Manning should become our general manager and our coach.
Well, player doesn't mean you're a good general manager.
And an owner.
We have,
Like everything.
well, actually, some Giants history, players becoming coaches. I'm pretty sure Alex Webster was a player for the New York Giants. He became a coach, and he brought us losing seasons. Just because you're a player doesn't mean you're a good
But
coach.
if he's a quarterback. Quarterbacks are the better ones.
I mean, UCP at the Lions having Dan Campbell as their coach. He played for the Giants, and he's created the Lions into a powerhouse team.
Right, yeah. You could have, like, I didn't say just because you're a player, you're a bad coach. Like, either or. Some people have it, some people don't. There's no guarantees. And then with the trade rumors, what do you think is more important to maximize our offense or our defense? We've got a strong defense. Avon Thibodeau, who 2 seasons ago
Last year.
Last year? No, 2 seasons ago, Kayvon Thibodeau led the Giants with 11 sacks. And then this season, it was Dexter Lawrence with 9 sacks. And they could never really be put together. Should we invest a lot of our time into getting defense or assisting offense?
Well, I think our defense is very strong right now. Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns. Of course, it's not great. We could add a couple more players to it, but I think the offense is where the problems lie. I think a strong quarterback, and we need to fix our O-line so that quarterback has time to throw the ball. There's a lot of we have Darius Slayton, we have Malik Neighbors. There's even rumors of us getting T. Higgins, and with a strong receiving core, a good O-line, a good quarterback, I think everything will work out.
Right. If only there was a way to just send out a message to the NFL, like, how about everybody comes to our team and there's a guaranteed Super Bowl? That'd be so nice.
Yeah, well, on defense, I do think we are very good defense, except for the fact that a lot of our players got injured. Like Dexter Lawrence got injured, Micah McFadden got injured for most of it. I'm pretty sure Kayvon Thibodeau got injured for like 3 games or something. Like all our defensive men we're all getting injured. That's the main reason we were doing it on defense. But I think we have a good defensive line. We could add, yeah, like you said, we could add more. But I think we should mainly add on offense.
Right, the Giants have been suffering. When will we see victory again? When will we see playoffs? When will we see Super Bowl? Do you have like a prediction, maybe? This is just a random question. Do you have a prediction of the next time we'll see playoffs and the next time we'll see a Super Bowl?
Well, depending on how this offseason goes, who we can pick up, I'd love to see us make the playoffs this year. I'm not saying we're making it all the way to the NFC Championship, but I would love to see us a winning season at least, and hopefully we'll get to the Super Bowl soon.
Yeah, the only problem is I can't see us making the playoffs with Brian Dable as a head coach and play caller. Like he's not gotten us to the playoffs like ever, and he's really bad. I mean, he has 6 Super Bowl rings because he was like a backup or assistant with the Patriots. And then he went to the Bills, and the Bills did terrible. Now he's on the Giants, and the Giants are doing terrible. I say we got to get a new coach.
Brian Dable is actually part of the reason that Malik Neighbors is one of the highest franchise records for receiving, because Brian Dable has mainly 2 downsides, you could say. He likes to throw screens, which we see a lot of this year, and he likes to throw it to his best wide receiver. So you see, that's why Malik Neighbors got so much. And obviously, you're throwing it to your best wide receiver, people are going to catch on. They're not going to cover the other wide receivers. So, I think we're going to wrap up just about now. So we got a little Giants trivia for you. And the question is, which pair of coaches were on the New York Giants? A, Vince Lombardi and Tom Landry. B, John Madden and Hank Stram. Or C, George Halas and Sid Gilman.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go with B.
The correct answer was A, Vince Lombardi and Tom Landry. Little bit of Giants history. Vince Lombardi was with us before the Packers. He built us an amazing offense, while Tom Landry built us an amazing defense. Those were the championship years. We won 4 championships. Anyways, it's time to wrap up. So thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me. It was a great opportunity.
All right. I'm Jack. He's Charlie. This is Anytime Giants. See you later.